When I was in my first year of university, I had this professor that was incredibly articulate. My friends and I would just sit in class and listen to him speak, sometimes not fully understanding what he was saying, but it was captivating nonetheless. Our English language is a beautiful language, but unfortunately, we only use 20% of it. We use slang, filler words, and lots of swearing instead. As a gentleman, we must challenge ourselves to speak better. How can we properly express ourselves if we are limited by our own vocabulary? The purpose of language goes far beyond communication, and Robin Williams' character in The Dead Poets Society summarized it best.
He's not very tired, he is exhausted. And don't use very sad use. Come on, Mr. Overstreet, you twerp.
Morose?
Exactly, morose. Now, language was developed for one endeavor, and that is, Mr. Anderson, come on, are you a man or an amoeba? Mr. Perry.
To communicate.
No! To woo women.
In today's video, I'm going to break down how to be articulate and speak like a gentleman. I'll cover 4 different areas where you can improve and immediate steps that you can take right now to become a better speaker. I'm making this a priority in my own life to improve upon over the next year, and if you are as well, then here is your framework to speak like a gentleman. Before we start, I'm Nick, and welcome to my channel where I discuss gent style and lifestyle. I make videos on a wide variety of topics on how to dress well and how to live well. So if that interests you, then click subscribe. First, let's cover diction and pacing. The number 1 tip that I can give all of you is to slow down. Learn to speak slower and focus on what you are saying and how you're saying it. I mentioned this in a previous video, but I know people that speak a mile a minute. Chances are, if you're speaking fast, you're either not saying much of substance or you're doing so in an inarticulate way. We want quality speech, not quantity. When you slow down your speech, it allows you to form better sentences and use better words. Enunciate clearly, open the jaw, and focus your attention on landing your consonants, especially any final T's, D's, K's, and P's. Stress certain nouns or verbs to indicate their importance and to make a point. And when you're speaking, avoid excessive uptalk. That's where your intonation rises at the end of a sentence. Otherwise, it will make your statements sound like questions. This is especially true for all of my Canadian viewers who have the notorious Canadian rise. Instead, finish with a gentle downward intonation and with air still in your lungs. If you're constantly out of breath at the end of a sentence, make your sentences more concise. If you practice, this will all come with time. And one of the techniques that you can try is reading aloud. Pick up a good book, dedicate time to reading each day, and try reading aloud while focusing on pacing and enunciating. If you're unsure about how to pronounce a specific word, Google it. Even when I'm filming these videos, I have to Google words all the time to ensure that I'm pronouncing them correctly. And you'd be surprised how many words you think you know that you actually have wrong. Pacing is everything, so use this as your starting point. Next, we have our vocabulary. Your words are your weapons. The more words you know, the better words you know, the stronger your arsenal. That is why it's so important to always be learning new vocabulary. You need to make a point to learn new words and to use them. And there are many ways that you can do this. The easiest one is to read regularly. Try reading high-quality prose for 10 minutes a day and learn any new words you come across. You can also download a vocabulary app. I've seen a few of them advertised. Try learning 1 new word a day and then making a point to use it in conversation that same day. In addition to learning new words, we must also remove the lazy ones from our speech. Don't use got or get, it's lazy. And don't say you're really tired, say you're exhausted. You're not very excited, you're ecstatic. Build habits of using better words and they will become natural to you. Cut back on the slang too. No more bros or dudes or mans. And it's not yeah and nah, it's yes and no. If you're someone that uses swear words as verbs and adjectives, well, that's an obvious indication that you have poor vocabulary. It's also not a good look to be swearing all the time. If it slips out, okay, no problem. But as a gentleman, we strive to speak eloquently. And swearing all the time just doesn't fit into that. The big takeaway here is to cut out any lazy language and to add in better words. When speaking, default to plain English, but elevate it slightly. That way you won't sound pretentious, you'll sound polished. On to filler words and rambling. The ums, the uhs, the likes, you knows, so's, kindas, etc. This is a major problem because we all use them far too often. Filler words appear when there is a disconnect between your brain and your mouth. Either you're generating ideas faster than you can articulate them, or you begin speaking before you've even formed the thought. So you use filler words to fill the gap while your brain catches up. And then rambling happens when the total structure of your answer collapses. To remedy this, slow down. Think about what you're saying and learn to be comfortable with silence. I know it's going to feel awkward at first, but you'll adjust to it. To practice, focus on awareness, pause, and pattern. And here's a drill you can try at home. First, record a 60-second answer to an easy prompt, and then tally every filler word. Take note of where they spike. Is it during your openings, transitions, or during times where you're uncertain? Next, replace those filler words with silence. You can try taking a breath, count 1, 2, and then speak. Finally, speak in headlines and then give reasons, examples, and then stop. Try this exercise to see where you land, then improve. Next, we have body language. Your posture, your eye contact, and your gestures all impact how you communicate. For posture, aim for a confident presence. Stand tall, keep your feet firmly planted on the floor, no swaying or leaning. Keep your chest up and shoulders back and down. This will give you a commanding presence and help your points land better. Maintain eye contact while you speak. A general rule of thumb is to finish a full sentence with one person before looking to another person. Use hand gestures sparingly and meaningfully, such as when you're counting, contrasting, or underlining a point. I had to take this course in business school called Presentations, and it was infamous for being intense. Every business student had to take it, and we had to do a 5-minute presentation every single week with no notes. If you used filler words, you lost marks. If you moved too much or too little, you lost marks. If you were under 4 minutes or over 5 minutes, you lost significant marks. And if you swore, automatic fail. It was intense, but I'm glad I went through it because it made me a better speaker in the end. Last point to make is to project your voice, but do so naturally. Don't be afraid to take up space and speak confidently. I know I've just given you a lot to think about, and I could go on, so here's an actionable plan that you can start right now. First, slow your speech. Focus on the quality of what you're saying and enunciate clearly. Read aloud for 5 to 10 minutes each day to practice. Second, learn one new word each day, either by reading or by using an app. Then use that word in conversation that same day. Number 3, drop swearing, slang, and other lazy language. Lastly, choose 1 to 2 filler words to cut out initially, ideally the ones that you use most often. Then move on to others once you've successfully cut those ones out. And there's your plan to begin speaking like a gentleman. This is an ongoing process for all of us, myself included, and don't expect to wake up tomorrow and be the perfect orator. But if we try to improve a little each day, then we will become more articulate over time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, and thank you for watching.